Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Let's Play Echoes of the Fae, The Fox's Trail. Hey.
Mom, I found something.
What'd you find?
I found a new Skylander. Look.
I know, right?
Look, I found a new
I know, I was like, oh my god. I don't know, we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? What? Yeah.
Do you like
Humans aren't supposed to use magic. That's what the Leshens say,
I
at
also like
least.
Purple Daniel, but mommy's on the phone, okay, baby?
They fought a 30-year war to stop us from using our machines to draw energy from the Fae. It didn't work. In the last days of the war, a few Leshen radicals staged an attack on the Fae reactor in the city of Onagrad. They vaporized most of the city and killed thousands of innocent civilians.
Die, okay?
It ended the war, but not like they hoped.
Yep. Yes.
Horrified by the actions of their leaders, moderate Leshen overthrew their government and sued for peace. The immolation of Onagrad changed everything. It changed the relationship between our two peoples, bringing an end to the war, but deepening our mistrust and hatred.
I'll be able to tell you. Just give me a second. Okay, maybe longer than a second.
It changed the landscape of human society, sending small city-states running to the growing empire for protection. And it changed me,
Here we go.
as I
3
was there.
grandsons, 2 granddaughters, and 4 pets. Did you see how much money I left?
Humans aren't supposed to use magic, but
That's just
Sophia?
impossible.
That truck driver here says anything's possible.
Play with your Oh! You okay? Good. Yeah. It's driving me bananas. And nuts. Yes, it's on the charger, baby. And if it's taken off, it's gonna die, okay? So just let it charge, play with your toys for a bit, okay? Okay, then play in your vehicle. Alright, listen, I'm gonna go because I'm assuming you have work tomorrow. I want to get to bed as early as possible because I'm going to sleep tonight. And my connection sucks.
battery charger?
No.
This battery.
Yes, it's charging. Oh. Huh. That's okay. Anyway, good night, my love. I love you too. Mwah. Bye. Sophia, we have a client here to see you. She
Not again.
Oh, a cat? How did you get it?
Now what?
Did Sophia leave her window open again? Of course she did. Once again, it falls on me to clean up her mess. I suppose I will handle this client myself too. What did I expect? We received the payment yesterday. She's probably passed out somewhere after blowing half of it on booze. Again. Huh, feisty thing. Wait. No. No way.
Sophia?
Sophia, is that you? Meow. That almost sounded like a yes. Oh, this is bad. Okay, first we need to seal all the doors and windows and prepare a small fire. But the client is just in the other room.
Don't panic!
Just wait right here. I'm gonna go talk to the client and we'll get this all sorted out. I know what to do.
Lady Rieckhoff would love to see you, miss. But unfortunately, she's a little under the weather. Fortunately, I'm here. I'm her associate, Paramon Irkaldi. How may we be of service?
Okay, I can barely hear it. I don't know about you guys.
Irkaldi, you are from beyond the forest. What are you doing here so far from home?
It is a long story. One that I suspect we do not have the time for, if you have come to ask for Lady Rieckhoff's services.
Indeed. I have come about my son. I believe he is here in Vodotsk, and I need you to find him.
Not to turn down work, but all Leshen who have chosen to remain in former occupied territories are required to register with the county guard. I can direct you to their offices, but I believe it would be a waste of money to
He won't be on the rolls.
Is he here illegally? We don't...
He's dead. Or at least that is what I was told 3 months ago. But I know it's not true. Oh, how cute. Is this your cat?
Yes, this is my cat. But she's not supposed to be out in the front room. She's supposed to stay in the back so she doesn't bother the customer.
It's no problem. I have a strong affinity to cats. How long have you cared for her?
It's not...
Yes?
Tell me more about your...
His name was Fulren. Fulren Ir-Adik. He was serving as a guard in a prison camp just outside the city.
If he's still alive, he'd be smart to return to the forest. These people have forgiven many of us, but if he...
No, it wasn't like that. Fulren was a kind man. And, in fact, that's why he died. Or so I was told.
What do you mean?
You know how things were in the last days of the war. The Ear-Dune did everything they could to prevent the surrender to the humans.
I know that better than anyone.
Did you witness the immolation?
Shush!
It's fine if you don't want to talk about it. But if I'm going to hire you, I have to...
I was not one of the instigators. I was a medic. I had no idea what the Ear-Dune were going to do. If I had known...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. It's just I had to be sure.
Tell me what happened to your son.
Days before the surrender, the Ear-Dune came to the camp, ordered all the human prisoners killed. But Fulren and the guards refused. They stood up to the Ear-Dune and helped some of the prisoners escape.
I see. And why do you think he's still alive? Can you still feel him through the Fae?
No, but I didn't feel him die either. Perhaps it was when I was asleep. But still, Is this cat bonded to you?
Oh, no. No, of course not. Nothing.
I sensed something.
Just a protection ward.
Fulren had a bonded animal. A fox. A friend said that she saw it here in Vodotsk, near the Krovakin Church in the South Market Square. That's why I believe he is here.
And that is why you believe he is alive.
Have you lost a parent? Paramon Irkaldi? Or Dune forbid, a child? You know when they die. You feel them leave you.
You said you cannot sense Fulren.
But I know he did not leave.
Then what do you believe happened?
Someone here is keeping him prisoner. I don't know why. Revenge, perhaps, for the immolation or the occupation before it.
I'm sorry. We can't... Ow! Huh?
Yes. or at least I will once I deal with this creature.
Show some respect.
Please, Dune created animals like the rest of us, as well as humans. Perhaps something troubles her. My family specializes in Malian telepathy. If you like, I could...
I apologize.
Thank you for the offer, Lady Tiathia, but I must decline. I can do nothing to help you in return. Your son's case is simply not the sort Lady Ryukov or myself can take on at this time.
Explain yourself.
I don't understand. Your advertisement specifically stated that Lady Ryukov works on varieties of mysteries, and I don't exactly see a line of customers
I
behind
don't
me.
trust it.
In that case,
Yes, I will see myself.
Why?
Damn it, Sophia. I know you must be frightened right now, but causing a scene did not benefit anyone. Now, only
Oh, thank Dune. Are you alright, Sophie?
the look on your
Look
face.
on your face! Oh, I wish we had one of those Picta charms. I would have treasured the image.
This isn't funny. I don't think you comprehend the danger of transmogrification. It is a rare form of high magic that Leshen must train several decades to master at least for a human. Well, I don't think it's ever been done by a human.
Damn, if only I could brag about it. I'd be famous.
Or imprisoned in a laboratory somewhere, being poked and prodded by your fellow humans, until they figure out why magic comes so easily to you.
If that happens, I'll tell them they just need to stand in the middle of a giant Fey reactor explosion. They'll all kill themselves trying to recreate the incident. Problem solved.
How can you even joke about that?
Sorry. I just want you to look at the bright side here. No one's going to figure out what I can do. Even if I used high magic right in front of someone, they probably wouldn't believe their eyes.
Don't you dare!
I won't. But this new ability could be really damn useful for solving cases. You shouldn't have turned that Leshen away.
I would have turned that case down even if you weren't dabbling with dangerous high magic. But now, I can't let you as your doctor. I must advise a minimum of 3 days of house arrest. The practice of transmogrification can cause, following a transformation, you are likely to experience dizzy spells, muscle cramps, confusion, and you may sporadically exhibit behavior similar to the animal you inhabit.
No, I use transmorgy... What did you...
Transmogrification. Polymorphy.
I use it every day. I have for months.
No, you have...
You saw my scars. Those didn't just go away.
That's an entirely different thing. It's practically low magic. You could find a dozen human witches out in the Reach who could give you a glamour that does the...
What's the difference?
Think about it, Sophia. You are changing how much mass you have. You're
I
shaking...
feel fine. And there's no way I'm staying in this dusty heap of bricks. I am taking that case.
You... Health concerns aside, Tiatha's case will only lead to trouble. Her son might have been disappeared around the time... Yes, you see? Investigating his case would open up old wounds from the war for anyone involved. And I'm afraid that might be the point of it.
The point of it all?
Tiatha Ir Adek, that woman who was just here, is hundreds of years old.
Wow. I sure hope being bathed in Fey energy gives me the same vitality you all have. But what does this have to do with anything?
Many Leshen, especially our elders, are still loyal to the Irdun. They may want to restart the war.
Where do we come in?
I fear she may be using us, puffing the bellows at the embers of the war, inflaming the tensions between our people. Even if she's telling the truth, we risk reigniting tensions. Whoever hides a prisoner of war long after its conclusion must certainly bear a grudge on his enemy. Perhaps humans who enjoy seeing Leshen suffer.
The war happened. We can't change that. We just have to deal with the consequences and move on. Besides, we need the money.
We just got paid for a case yet.
Well, yeah. I spent it. Some of it. Most of it.
On what?
Booze, mostly. But I also discovered this new treat at the Dastra bar. It's this.
Forget I asked. I've given up trying to keep track of the substances you abuse. You're going to kill yourself one of these days if you're not careful.
Make up your mind. Am I going to kill myself, or is the magic going to do it for me?
We can't predict.
Exactly.
Did you ever stop and consider that this drug that you took might have aggravated your attunement to the Fae?
Smart man. So you see now why we have to take Tiatha's case. We have to get... Come on, Haramon. Stop being such a worrywart. This will be a breeze. And the next time, it's your turn to book the winnings, so you can use it to pay for rent or...
And what if I spend the money on whatever I fancied? A Pegasus, perhaps? Or silk reins and a cushioned saddle?
I'd be impressed if one case could fund all that. But
And then you would be homeless, because no one paid rent.
pretty easy to find shelter when you can turn into a...
Why do I even bother?
I'm not worried, though, because I know you'll give the money to our landlord. But Tiatha walked out on us, so there's no case as of yet.
We're walking on our own again. Hello. Hey, wait up.
What?
Yes, you were just at my office. And you are...
I'm Sofia Naivna Rikov, private investigator, at your service.
I thought you would be... How can I put this? Older?
Actually,
Bigger. I heard you were a war hero. Well, you are a Leshen, so I'm sure that's what you've heard, but the story is complicated. How did you find me?
I think.
What do you mean? I followed you.
how was that?
Your friend Haramon said that you were unwell. I didn't see you. How did you know what I looked like? Well,
Yes.
he described you to me. Tall, blonde hair, stunning. Not a lot of Leshen that look like you here in Vodos.
Oh,
Your friend called me
I've got this.
No, that's me. I'm just editorializing his description. Oh, aren't you charming? Is that your secret? Is that how you can solve unsolvable mysteries? No mystery is unsolvable. That's my motto. Awfully optimistic. I try.
Anyway,
Haramon tells me that you were looking for your son.
Heraman Ilkaldi.
Did he also tell you that he refuses to work on my case? I expected such a response from you, but to hear it from one of your own people. He's a cautious man, which is a useful skill to have in our line of business. So, have you changed your mind? I need to know more.
can you give me any more details?
Definitely wasn't there when you were giving the details to Haramon, so you're going to have to fill me in. What was his name?
My full run.
Fulren. Tell me about Fulren. And as I explained to your partner, I suspect someone in Volsk is keeping him Fulren prisoner, perhaps by someone who is bitter about the war. Tell me more about this fox, the bonded animal Fulren had. It's common woodland fox. He found it while out on patrol before he was dispatched to Volskit region. Probably 6 or 7 years old. Bonded with animals live longer than wild creatures. What color? Have you ever seen a woodland fox? Alright, you got me. I grew up near the Reach. We had more mountains than forests, more wolves than foxes. Red and black fur, not something you normally see here. Even this close to the
If
floor.
that's true,
You're sure that it's Fulren's fox that people have seen?
May the Fae guide us.
Undoubtedly. I tried to find him, and if you follow it, I suspect you'll have success. Why don't you just follow it? Well, it's not dark. There are 3 lights on. So does your turtle. Yes, Daniel. Let's see here. Just change this a bit. There we go. Because I'm hiring you for the job, do I really need to explain myself for? All that's all quite interesting. There's something more I'd like to know.
but you said...
You said that Fulren's fox has been seen about a church. Did he have any particular relationship with the Krovakian church?
How is that?
No, why would he? I'm just trying to figure out what's going
Do
on
not
here.
be fooled.
It's not unheard of for the Lichen to convent, but not Fulren, not my son. And why would the fox end up there? If anything, they are probably keeping him prisoner. Used his supposed death as a cover to take him and do awful experiments on him. That's a serious allegation. What do you know about the church, Lady Ryokov? Never been much of a believer myself, but I have seen the people they heal. Their sacrament curses almost any disease. So they must know something.
If you ask me,
They are an abomination before Dune, worshipping a false goddess. I have family who are believers. Then I am sorry for you. Though I suspect, Novenia, that your relationship with your family is strained. Can't deny that. No, it's a touchy subject. How did Fulren supposedly
would you
die?
agree?
You mean the story given to me by the Human Empire? Human Empire? Ha! Lapidus would love to know that sort of language has taken hold. Do I misspeak? There's no empire. There's a self-proclaimed emperor, but it's complicated.
Would you agree?
The human kingdom's only allied to repel the Lichen. Now your leader wants to make allegations into a permanent arrangement, basically.
Curious.
Why do you know so much about human politics? Our people were at war for decades, but you were asking about Fulren. You said that he helped some human prisoners escape the Irdurun executioners. Do you know the name of any of these prisoners? Anyone I could talk to? These prisoners were probably the last people to see him alive. Edward Galkin.
Huh?
I believe.
That's the name of the human who reported the death of my Fulren. What do you know about him? He was one of the prisoners at the camp where Fulren was stationed. I can tell you where to find him. He lives here in the city, though he refuses to ever see me. Sure, he feels guilty over
As it should be.
as well he should.
Let me think.
I'll be sure to speak to him. Perhaps he remembers something about Fulren's last
That's all for
I
now.
have all the information I need. I know what I'm asking is difficult. Finding a dead man? Yeah, it's up there. I'm not a fool. I know that I might be wrong, but please, if the story of his death is true, where is his body? It was never recovered.
I must know.
Now, do you see why I'm unconvinced? If the story is true, if he was killed by his own people, the Erduin, for helping prisoners escape execution, why wasn't his body preserved?
How did this get here?
That's a good question. Surely your people, even the Erduin, would have returned him for a proper burial. That they did not assure me. That they did not assure me that he is still alive. Please, Sophia, take this case. Find my
How
son.
did this
What are you
get...
In that
offering?
case,
Would a pound of gold suffice? A pound? I'm sure we could work out whatever that would be to your currency. It's just we have far more use for the metals than any paper signifying the value. That's a lot of gold. Don't get me wrong, we definitely want the gold. I'm not sure there's any way in Vodstock that accepts Imperial rubles. I'll do it. I'll find your son.
splendid.
That's what
I've
I like
got
to hear.
this.
Don't worry, I'll find him. And the gold you offered Hermon,
I can accept that.
find Fulrun or his body, it's all yours. Oh, we run in this game. Whee!
Sophia,
Back so soon, Sophia.
Time to relax.
Yep, just thought I might grab a midday.
are
nap.
you all right?
Oh, are you feeling tired?
Huh?
Rashes? Well, I do have an itch on my back. That's not good. Let me see, please. Want to prevent you from suddenly sprouting fur all over your body. It's something that could easily happen if you jump between human and feline. Ew, that does sound unpleasant. But as I keep telling you, I'm fine. I just wanted to take a nap because I'm feeling a little lazy. It's as simple as that. Chocolate Yalzaberry? Chocolate what? No, sorry. But, maybe you'll find a idea fun nonetheless? Okay, try me.
59%.
Okay. Okay.
Let's get into trouble.
Well,
I need some herbs that can only be found in the Great Forest. You told me once that you wished you had more opportunities to explore the forest. How would you like to hunt for some herbs with me? Ooh, that does sound exciting. Oh, won't we piss off the Forest Leshen if we go tramping into their territory? They'll get over it. We run into any Leshen, I'll handle it. Wow, that sounds like more work, but it also sounds kind of fun.
however,
If you prefer to stay here, I understand. After all, I'm the one who suggested house arrest. But I also know you'll do as you please, and in that case, I would appreciate the company.
Let's go.
Honestly, I'm intrigued. A sneaking mission into the Great Forest? I thought you'd never ask. We're gathering herbs, but I'm glad you want to come. And please, let's try to be discreet. Here we are, the Great Forest. It's so
intriguing.
magnificent, vibrant, pure, overrunning with raw life energy.
Maybe?
I was gonna say quiet, but I like your description better. I'm not much of a poet, really. We're looking for a small plant with yellow tip leaves. You'll find it growing in the bushes near the base of the large tree.
Remind me.
What is this herb
Shall
called?
we?
Yellow tip. Let's see. Do you guys see it? I think I see it. Oh, there's another. And another. And another. And another. And there's another.
I've got this.
Well, that was easy. Not so fast. Did you hear that rustling in the trees over there? I think it was just my stomach. No, I don't hear it. Sense the connection to the Fae. Another lesson.
That's...
Of course you don't. You're not Leshen.
That's beside the
I'm not
point.
even sure you're of the Fae. You're
This is gonna
never
hurt
mind.
me more than
I
it
don't
hurts
want
you.
Leshen to scold me like a child for trespassing in these woods. What should we do? Let's hide. Hide? Seriously? Thought you might have an
Focus!
turn to cat.
Sophia?
Please, Hermon. This is tiresome. If I wanted someone to nag me with rules all the time, I would have stayed with my family. Just wanted to be safe. I haven't been safe ever since Onagard. There's nothing to be done about it, and if you don't think either of us can control my condition, you're fooling yourself. Well, good luck brewing that potion anyway. I do appreciate it. Wow, you should start a side business or something for these potions of yours. Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. You saved my life, Sophia. The least I can do is make yours more comfortable. And now you're making me blush. And if you want, helping me with this potion, the next ingredient is a Kadani root. It doesn't grow locally. We'd have to buy some. It might be expensive. How expensive are we talking? Maybe 30 gold? You kidding me? I could buy some Vatarian whiskey with that and probably enjoy it a lot more. Please, Sophia, this would serve you much better in the long run. I don't know about that, Sophia. You know what happens when the polymorph Leshen can't use Fey magic? No, I guess not. They can't change back. They're stuck in the form they transformed into. Why would this be a hypothetical Leshen polymorph be able to use Fey magic? This is because you returned from your original form itself, a magical transformation. So if I suddenly stop being able to use magic, I could be stuck as a cat forever. I might even be able to get your form back, but it would be dangerous and others would have to find out about your magic. It would be far more expensive than 30 gold pieces. That is why we should do everything we can to stabilize your polymorphy. Alright, fine. Well, if I'm gonna find 30 gold pieces lying around, I'll consider spending it on exotic root, but only for you, my friend. Hey, we're running. What's that? What's this? Is this a church thing?
Hello there, stranger. What brings you to our church?
Maybe?
Have you seen a forest fox around here? Black and red fur?
You're looking for a fox?
It's a long story. Just wondering if you've
I
seen it.
don't recognize you. Are you a new
It's not like that.
Don't really worship.
Is there a reason why?
I'm sorry, but I'm actually here on business. I don't really have time for a sermon.
That's your mistake. After all, Lady Esther has time for you.
Blah, blah,
I'm sure
blah.
she does. She has nothing but time.
What do you mean by that?
I just want to know if you seen the fox or his owner, a lesson by the name of Fulren. Did he ever come by here? Wow, you got quiet all of a sudden. I take it the name rings a
No.
bell.
Of course not. Why would an elf come here? Lady Esther does not.
Why is that? Never made much sense to me. Dune cares for them, Esther for humans.
Lady Esther is not the same as June. What has Esther done for the elves? Did she come through the Fae for the elves?
Maybe?
I don't know, maybe. There was hundreds of years ago and we didn't exactly have time to ask her before.
Miss, you should not speak so.
Sister Amelia, please lower your voice. This is no way to treat a guest.
But this woman,
The church is open to believers and non-believers alike.
she comes here and open
Actually, I just came in here to ask a few
heretical questions.
What has gotten into you, sister? Please, return to your quarters until you are called. Again, I must apologize for Sister Amelia. Please, allow me to begin this introduction anew. I am Patriarch Arkady Dmitrievich von...
Sophia.
Ah, House Rykov. The hunt is not without...
That's cute.
Cute. Do you memorize all the house banners?
Only those I've ministered to.
So you know my mother.
She is a generous patron of the church. It is surprising that you do not follow in her footsteps, but alas, Esther has not made herself clear to you.
Maybe if your staff was more welcoming.
Sister Amelia must be feeling under the weather. I've never seen her so caustic. Very strange.
I doubt Sister Amelia is billion. I think she might be hiding something. I came in here to ask about a woodland fox and she immediately got defensive. Now I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like a very... That doesn't seem like a very worrisome line of questioning.
No, it does not.
That tells me she probably knows something about the fox.
Are you looking for...
It's a little more complicated than that. The fox I can probably find. It's the owner I'm looking for. Leshen by the name of Fulren.
Strange you would come to the Krovikin church looking for a Leshen. We do not have many of their people among us.
Oh, I'm quite aware. It's just... Wait. I want to be cleared on what you said. You do not have many Leshen. Do you have any?
Esther welcomes all who wish to join her and serve her on this...
But they can see into the Fae. They don't age. Why do they need a...
Esther gives us more than a connection to the worlds beyond, and certainly more than just the prop. Why would a Leshen serve the church? Perhaps even I don't know. But that is not for me to question. Perhaps...
Like what?
We humans must force our connection to the Fae. It takes decades of practice to even begin. Because of that, we romanticize it. We treat it as some great gift. But perhaps the Leshen, born with a connection, grow tired of it and wish for something else.
Well, you certainly got my interest now, Patriarch.
Unfortunately, I know nothing about the Leshen you seek. I was merely...
What about Sister Amelia? Could she know something about her?
Perhaps. She's been in Verdansk for much longer than I, but I highly doubt it. She assures me that she has told me everything of importance, and I would find a Leshen convert, no matter who he might be, very...
Does she know that?
Undoubtedly.
Tell me what you know.
So tell me a bit about Amelia. You said she has been here longer than you. What does that
You cannot believe such things.
Leshen didn't permit it. No, of course not. The whole region was cut off from the rest of the human world. No religious acceptance to the embargo.
Such a
The
waste.
Irdun do not consider us a religion.
If that's true,
What about Amelia? She was here during the occupation. She maintained an unofficial presence for the church. Within the city walls, she ministered to the flock, would give sermons in abandoned warehouses and help support the general psyche of the humans in the city. But the church itself, this building, was abandoned. Amelia was smarter than to hold services here, where they would find her. Were there any hard feelings when you took over? Do you think she should be matriarch?
By the light of Esther.
Esther teaches us that jealousy towards those on whom she has bestowed her favor is without merit, and she will choose us when we are needed. That was an answer to my question.
Here is what I think.
Now that the church has official presence here, we are permitted to administer the sacrament of tears. Only those who have been trained at the Divine Institute may perform the ritual. Who can even afford the sacrament? One would hope that the fortunes of the city would continue to ascend as we become further removed from the occupation.
I know what I must do.
Excuse me. Just to see the sun. Good game. Thank you. Oh man. That's fair. I'm running for my family. Can I assume the same goes for you?
Open your mind.
Not at all. After the end of the occupation, I was chosen by the church to lead this region. It's simple.
Let's get into trouble.
What did you do to piss them off? Nothing. Why would you assume I'm here on punishment? I just figured that the House Van Zen could pull you a much cushier position far away from the kind of place where you have to deal with questions about missing Leshen, or any Leshen at all. This is where I want to be, Lady Rikov. I have been given a gift of great responsibility here, and I'm the youngest patriarch in the church. That would not be possible out east. Ambition, then. High Patriarch and the Emperor both recommended me for this post. Miss Rikov, how could I turn it down?
I've got this.
Now it's coming together. You're here for the same reason as Inspector Luca.
What?
And that is, Emperor Lapitis wants as many loyal people in Vodosk as possible. And the people who put you here?
What now?
You're very prickly for someone who came here looking for my help.
Watch and
I don't
learn.
really have the time to be curious.
You
I
are an
respect
interesting woman.
that. And as to your concern, it does not matter how I found myself here. Is there avarice and desire to craft your own plans. So even if you were to put here for the wrong reasons, you're okay with that? I know what I have to do here. The plans of others do not concern me.
Curious.
Do you mind if I pick your brain on something unrelated to the mission left?
This is
Another
fascinating.
case or something more personal? Just curiosity. I don't often get to speak with someone who is trained at the Divine Institute. That is your own fault, Lady Rikov. Our doors are always open as long as I am not busy. I am always available. What is the church's position on
By
that?
the light of Esther.
A rather complicated subject. We do not preach to this topic, as it is not applicable to most of our followers.
It doesn't
That
add
sounds
up.
like a contradiction, indeed, and it is. Many scholars have tried to reconcile this paradox. Many believe that humans' use of magic was only transitory phase. We really meant to use it as we do now, to bring light and advancement through technology. So Esther wanted us to use magic in the exact way that started up the war with Leshen. Doesn't seem like much of a plan.
All those
So
people.
everyone who
You were
died,
correct.
they have all been redeemed in Esther's eyes. I'm sure that's comforting to their families. If they believe it is,
That's
that
all
is
for
all they
now.
have
You
for
are
now.
always welcome here.
Thanks.
I don't think I'll find anything useful in the outskirts for now. You looking for anything specific today? Good question. I'm just here to shop. Take a look at what I have in stock. Two times gold. Do I have anything to sell? Never mind.
Ah, Lady Rekop. Would you believe that I was actually looking to speak with you?
Inspector Luca, don't flatter me. I know you never wish to see me.
Normally, that's true. After the Savinkov matter, I hoped you would never come to my doorstep again.
We could have worked together. I came to you with a plan.
Your plan didn't make any sense. How did you know the layout of the house? I could have sent my men into an ambush.
While Savinkov was screwing his business partner.
There was no way to know what he was up to in there.
Hey!
I knew. You just needed to believe.
You got lucky. You could have been sending his wife into a den of separatist rebels for all you could be certain.
I have my ways of investigation and you have yours. Now, why are you so excited right now?
Why? Read this.
Afraid of an investigation? If that excites you, you really don't have enough to do.
Take a look at the name on the writ.
Your Alba, I don't believe so.
She was one of the Leshen prisoners who escaped Onigrad before the immolation. With your help, if I
You're bringing up that old tale again? You know the Imperial Army cleared me of any wrongdoing. None of those Leshens had anything to do with the attack.
That's the official story, but it seems like it isn't the full one. I've been tasked with uncovering Ciara Ir Alba's connection to the Ir Dune.
What?
Why?
Her release and pardon, like all Leshen prisoners, was conditional upon her being entirely uninvolved with the extremist plot that detonated the Onigrad.
What does this have to do with
Surely you must be worried about what will happen when we find out you helped one of the terrorists who destroyed.
Like I told you, I was cleared of any wrongdoing. You're not gonna run me out of Volstead like this.
We'll see, depending on how the Ciara Ir Alba story goes. You know, since you are so personally connected to this matter, it would.
You can read my testimony before the On Guard Commission. There are dozens of pages. I'm sure you can requisition.
So, you're not
Not when you're clearly trying to involve me, change your tune, and help me out with my latest case. Maybe on
My writ orders me to investigate Ciara, not you. You're just a bonus.
You know you're interested.
What do you want?
Huh?
Why do you know about a Leshen named by the name of Fulren Ir Alde?
Nothing. Why would I know?
You're the city inspector.
Believe it or not, the Leshen that remain in Vedance want very little to do with the Imperial Inspector. The Lapidus sigil means nothing to them. They
Have you ever heard the name before, or about his mother, Tiathia?
I'm not going to do your job for you, Lady.
This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
I'm here to
I don't believe.
Herman believes that my client might be looking to inflame tensions between the humans and the Leshen here in Vodosk. I thought you'd want to know. And who's your client? You know I can't give that information away.
Huh?
How'd you get
You're
that?
trying that again.
But I didn't say anything all about Tiafa or my case. She came here first. If there were any Leshen prisoners in our jail.
Doesn't add up.
In the meantime,
The Empire is no danger to peaceful Leshen, but she knew well enough that I wouldn't help her find whoever it was she was looking for, so now you're here. Never mind. Yes, you're right. My client is her, and she's looking for her son, Fulren. He supposedly died in the last few days of the war, but she thinks he's still alive and here in the city. Yes, and that's a part of the mystery. She says she can't feel him, but that she knows she's not
orders
dead.
are ordered.
What a mess.
That's what Hiramon is afraid of, that she might be using to start some kind of new conflict in Vodosk. Searching for a dead Leshen killed in the war and opening old wounds.
I can use this.
See, we can work together. We understand each other.
I understand now.
How about this? You hear something about this Adech boy after I start ruffling feathers. You
If
tell
you
me.
must know,
You know that's not going to happen. Fine. If you cause trouble, I'll be sure to let you know about it. I can't promise you won't be the one I haul to jail. Good luck catching
Fine.
me. Say if you're looking to make a few gold pieces the legitimate way, I might have an Imperial writ for you to deliver. You want me to run errands for you? Yes. They were given to me by Emperor Lapidus. As you keep pointing out, we're understaffed here. But do I have some discretionary funds to hire short-term temporary help? I can offer you 20 gold for this job.
you've got potential.
Besides, you do seem to have a knack for getting things done. Fine. Here you go.
So,
He needs to testify on a case of preoccupation land ownership. Problem is, I can't find his address. It would take me too much time to track him down. No real hurry, as I'd never trust anything time-sensitive to a scoundrel like
But-
you. But you trust me to deliver it all?
I would enjoy that.
The way I see it, it's a win-win. You either deliver it to them and they get off my desk, or after a few days I finally have a reason to arrest you. Stealing Imperial property is a crime after all.
Till next time.
Till next time then. I should be focusing more on clues. So, I have to deliver this thing or else I'm going to go to jail. Great. What a nice guy he is. What?
How about this?
You don't work for the
Huh?
Emperor. I do whatever pays. Officially, no, I do not work for the Emperor, but I'm still running this errand for someone who does. Just hope he's not in trouble again. I need to deliver a writ of investigation, so he might not be in trouble just yet. I suppose the investigation will determine that. Fine, I'll tell you where to find him. Hopefully he'll face up to the investigation rather than stirring up trouble. Either way, he'll probably react better to a pretty woman than the investigator. I'll try. He works at City Hall as one of the front desk clerks. He works long hours there, so you should be able to find him.
Doesn't add up.
I go by the City Hall occasionally. I don't remember ever seeing someone with this name. He goes by Dimitri now. After the long war, he changed his name. There are too many people who might bear a grudge from the bad days, you know. I understand. I won't shout it to the rooftops. He's a big burly man with a face like a hawk. An earring in one ear. Kinda hard to miss.
I can use this.
Hiding in plain sight, as they say. Thanks so much for your help. Just give the news gently, won't you? Can I do anything else for you today? This is what I need. Oh, this is what I need. That is what I need. Okay. Is this City Hall? Or is this a church? Do you have an appointment?
Nope.
Afraid not. Then please turn around and show yourself off. Okay. Guess not. So according to this desk plate, your name is Dimitri. That's correct. Too bad. I'm looking for a fellow named Ivan. You're close match to his physical description. Interesting coincidence. Too bad I'm not him. Drop the act, Ivan. I spoke to your friend at the odd and end shop. She told me you worked here under an alias. She sold me out. Nothing like that. She seems to believe you have nothing to hide. And she hopes that if you cooperate and respond to this writ of investigation as requested, any trouble can be avoided. A writ of investigation? I received a pardon for my crimes during the war. Commander Oskov approved of my appointment herein. This may not be related to that. All I know is this writ of investigation originates from the royal courts of Lapidus. The rest is up to you. Just consider yourself served. Someone has made a big mistake and they will regret it. Fine, but you can voice your complaints to the Imperial Inspector Artemarch. I'm just a messenger. Get it? Why are we trusting these things? Last time we did, it blew up. Where's the Imperial Inspector inside it?
Lady Recall.
But
Why don't you look happier about it? Because he tried to punch me in the face. With a fist like his, he might have done some serious damage. Fortunately, I'm rather quick on my feet. I'm sure you are. That's why I wasn't worried. So then, you did mention that there'd be some payment involved.
Nice work.
Right, here's your gold.
nice.
Nice doing business with you. You know, that job wasn't so bad. If you have anything else on your plate,
In the
I
meantime,
don't have any jobs for you at the moment, but I'll keep you in mind. Ask me again.
Yes.
It's a promise.
Oh, hello there. Who are you? I hope that you're selling something because I'm already interested.
I'm not selling anything except answers, I guess. That's right. The only thing I'm selling is truth.
I see. You're with the Krovakins. How disappointing. You looked far more interested.
The church? Oh, no. Sorry. I was trying to be poetic, and apparently I should stick to the facts. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for Edward Galkin.
Then I have good news for you, love. You have found him, and a private investigator. What turnabout! First you were interesting, then you were boring, now you are fascinating. What's your name? I feel I'm at a disadvantage.
I'm Sofia Noyevna.
Nolyevna.
Disowned by my mother. Took away my father's name. It's a long story.
I bet it's more interesting than anything I can tell you. Now, what are you investigating? A jilted wife? I'll confess, I may not be innocent there.
No, not this time. Though I'll keep you in mind next time that's the issue. I'm actually looking into the disappearance of someone you may have known during the war.
Huh. Well, I served alongside so many soldiers during the war, I may not be of any help.
You'll remember this one. He saved your life, or so the story goes. I'm not looking for a human, I'm looking for a Leshen. Fulren. Not much to say all of a sudden.
Fulren is not a missing person.
That's the official story, but his mother was told, but I'm not looking to find out if there's something I'm missing. By all accounts, you've been the last person to see Fulren alive. That's why I wanted to talk to you.
The official story is the truth. And I'm not just the last person to see him alive. I was the first person to see him dead.
So you can confirm that Fulren died during the war.
The war was already over when Fulren was killed. The immolation of Onegrad was the last gasp of the Leshen. They thought they could bully us into submission, but even their own people turned against them when they saw what war had turned them into.
Trust me, I know all about it. I was at Onegrad.
Once again, Nolyevna, I suspect you have a far more intriguing story to tell than I.
Try me.
I was a poor soldier, never meant for the front lines, but the youngest of my brothers. I thought I could prove myself, and I was wrong. I was captured less than a month into my services, spent the last year and a half of the war in a prison camp. After the immolation, the Ir Dune came to camp and ordered all the prisoners killed. But Fulren helped me escape. He was killed by his people so I could live.
What?
What have I been telling you? Of course I did. Cut down by an arrow just...
What happened to his body?
I didn't stick around to find out. I was the one they wanted to kill, after all. Fulren just got...
I need more. Curious.
In the territory of House Galkin, why are you
The
here?
sky seeks no anchor.
I was imprisoned for over a year. In a strange way, this feels like my home more than home. Yeah, that makes sense. Does your family worry about you? Never had much standing with them, sadly. And getting captured less than a month into my service didn't do me any favors in their eyes. Though I suppose it could have been worse and be disowned like you.
That day.
You think it's bad to be captured by the enemy? Imagine if you're accused of assisting them during the immolation.
What do you mean?
That is why you were disowned. This is the election at Onegrad. Nothing so awful. At the very end, right before a reactor exploded, we all knew that it was only a few attackers responsible. The rest didn't understand their mission and were innocent of anything to do with the immolation, so I helped them find their way out of the military base. They were where they were being kept.
Fulren.
So you were like the Fulren. You didn't want your captives to die.
Maybe?
Something like that. I was injured in the immolation, and while I was covering, the story took on a life of its own. Couldn't get out in front of it. And once my superiors realized I was still alive, I had already been branded a traitor. Even after the Leshen surrendered, even after my actions were explained, my family still refused to listen. Stayed in Volstik because I've got my reasons for keeping out of the public eye.
Excellent!
We have a lot in common. Well, in that case.
Can you give me any more details?
What now?
Alright, then switch your much. I'm sitting on this side. Alright, hold on 1 second, okay? No, I'm just gonna end it. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here. If you liked it,
Hit that like button.
please hit that bell icon and subscribe. And I'll see you all on the flip side.
Bye!